What's up, guys? It's Meregali here, Fernando on my side, and we gonna go over today inside position for mounts and head position as well. So we know that most of the ideal road when we are passing guard, when we are pinning second choke, pinning a half guard, and pinning mount position, we are always looking to control the hips. So when I'm in half guard, my work in here is flat my opponent's down, get some kind of crossface or underhook, and then start building my pressure. When I'm in side control, same thing happens. So I have to pin my opponent's hips and then get any type of inside control. It can be hand collar, it can be crossface. We can either also walk against the hips and get some high tied crossface in here. So we are always looking for a situation where we are making transition from the hips to shoulders and head. So when we get the mount, it's not different, but the only situation that we are not facing anymore is the hips. So he can still, of course, moving his hips, bridging, turning side to side, but it's not as effective as it was side control and half guard. So what we are looking in here, and a lot of people face this weird situation, is that Fernando, just by having his elbows close to his body and his wrists crossed like this, so he's protecting the inside position. And I feel weird sometimes because I'm on the mount and I'm pinning my opponent in a certain level, but I'm not controlling his upper body as I should do. So even if I come with my hands on the mats like here, and I ask Fernando to move side to side, bridge, and do it, that type of things. So I'm still having here, because my base is wide, my head is low, and I can be heavy on top. But at the same time that I'm getting to keep myself on top, it's weird to get inside positioning here, because for him it's much easier maintaining his posture by bringing the elbows close to the body than myself fight to get some hand underneath or pin his arms on the sides, as you guys probably know how to do. It requires more energy from me from top than Fernando from bottom. So if I feel that I'm not being able to get inside position in an easy way, in a fashion way, let's say like pinning his arms like that, boom, and then get under hook, which would be the ideal road. So I'm always vulnerable for bumps, I'm always vulnerable for movements where he shifts his body sideways and catches my leg. Boom. I'm always vulnerable for this type of reaction from my opponent. So what we should do first, lean the body, pulsing the forehead on the mat, and building any type of crossface we have available. So when we are facing this situation, so I have to bring my legs down a little bit, connect my feet, drop my head position, and then build a crossface. So while I'm dropping my head position, I can always post my hand underneath my opponent's shoulder. I have my middle finger inside, so this is building pressure. So I lean my head position away from my opponent's body, and while I'm leaning my head position away from my opponent's body like here, I'm always operating on his elbows in certain levels. So of course I'm not bringing his elbow too high as I would love, but as he has his elbows pinched on my body, when I lean forward, I'm also dragging his elbows to a higher position. So my work in here is not gonna be crazy, control his elbows and try pull things up, because right now he's still pointing his elbows against my hip. I want to have his elbows pointing against the ceiling. So just because I'm leaning forward and my head position is in here, I have a very solid base on the mats. So this situation is terrible for Fernando because if he tries bridge for both direction, let's see first direction, his left side, bridge left side. I have hand and head on the mat, so it's impossible for him bridge and be effective enough to flip me over. If he tries to bridge for his right side, bridge right, it's gonna be really hard for him to take me over. Why? Because my head position is on this side and my hand is on this side. It's literally impossible for him be that strong to flip me and take me out from top mount. So this is the first great thing about this situation. Second thing we're gonna do, as we are leaning forward and we are dragging his elbows just a little bit higher, we can start use the legs as an edge to climb and gain more territory. So I lean my head position out there, and then right now my legs gonna make the work. So I'm still having my hand walking around, building up my base, but right now I can do what? Slide my leg up, slide my leg up, slide my leg up, until I feel I'm touching my opponent's hips with my feet. So right now my both feet are pinching his hips when he tries bridge side to side. It's so tight in here, so he can't escape. So once we get this situation, as you guys can see, we elevate his elbows, and right now his elbows are pretty much pointing against the ceiling. So for me it's pretty easy. I use this hand right now because he can't be effective anymore bridging both sides. I can use my hand to keep lifting my opponent's elbow. How I do that? I just post my hand, move myself a little forward, and drag his elbow against my own shoulder and chest. Once we get this situation, what I should do, I should post my hand on the mats, and my fight is gonna be to cut my elbow and post my elbow around my opponent's shoulder blade. So right now I have this type of setup where I can make a transition from a crossface to an underhook, and at the same time that I'm making this transition, because I have this part of my chest and shoulder operating against his elbow, he can't bring his elbow down anymore. When Fernando tries to bring his elbow down, it's not gonna work. When he tries to bring his elbow out, it's not gonna work. And of course, once I get in here in a real situation, once I cut my elbow, I have to lean forward. The more I lean forward, the more pressure I'm generating. So once I feel I stop my opponent, so he's not spazzing anymore, so what I should do, I should start to lift my opponent's upper body and make this transition. I cross my wrists. The hand that is coming to build up my underhook, it's underneath the hand was playing with a crossface. So I lift everything, and then I post my fingers inside my opponent's neck. As you guys can see in here, my fingers are inside his neck. So I had my crossface, look at how smooth it is. So I lift my elbow and I cross my wrists. So right now I just keep elevating, lifting my elbow like here, extending my arm, and then I post my fingers inside my opponent's neck. So when I start lean forward, driving his elbow above of his head, so I can always generate an insane pressure. And then from this situation, so you can see Fernando is starting to bridge just to decrease the pressure on his shoulder. He's just doing that because there's so much pressure on his head and shoulders right now that he has to bridge to decrease and relieve the pressure. So from this situation, if he has his elbow out like here, it's always going to be easy for you guys. Use your leg and arm to build your second underhook. So I gain space with baby steps like here until I elevate his elbow above his shoulder line and head. So from here, once we gain those two underhooks, I can post my hand on the mat, or I can post my hand, as you guys can see, on his head. Once I post like here, I have to slide down and then build up my double underhook where my both arms are around my opponent's upper body. And we have this type of control where I have both arms wrapping everything. His elbows are inside my chest and shoulders. When Fernando tries to bring his elbows down, it's gonna be literally impossible. So I have here freedom to lean towards both directions. If your opponent posts hands on the mat to stop my action of applying pressure, it's super easy. Just come with the back of your hand and drag his arms, build here more pressure, and then fight against his elbows one more time. And from this position, what I would recommend you guys, of course, we can build up to S mount, we can build up for triangles, we can build up for arm bars. But what we are looking for in this take is just building side position based on crossface and underhook, and also by using head position, increase your chance to be effective enough to rebuild inside position because he's winning in here. And what I want to do, I want to win inside position. I want to have my crossface underhooks. So everything starts from head position and everything finishes from head position. So we start leaning forward, building underhooks and crossface, and then once we get double underhooks, we are also using head position to damage his energy, to front mount, ended up finding openings to go through submissions. So most important point here, just pay attention on inside position, pay attention on head position, and once you guys build those two setups, it's always going to be easy to pretty much find any submission from mount. So I think it's that. So that is the only, not the only, but this is one of the particular things that you guys should learn from mount position. So build inside situations can show your opponent based on crossface and underhooks, and head position is always gonna help you guys to increase your strength until you guys build that type of control.